Allons-y, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Lunch Table Podcast. In this episode, we are reviewing the 60th Doctor Who special, now out on Disney+. I got some thoughts on it. Akram, why don't you take us away?
This is the wokest fucking show you got me into, I swear. By then, I thought I was non-binary. Holy shit. What a... First of all hail the Meep. That motherfucker. I imagine Meep, like I could imagine him at Kensington or something when they talk about the opiate crisis. Holy shit. No, you know what's funny? He's the cutest. Well, I shouldn't say that thing was the cutest thing ever, but you know what was the funniest part? Because they had a trans character and it was like, okay. And then all of a sudden he said, and your son's not normal or some
that
like
weird
that.
child. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, damn.
He
was like, that was the most red pill like alien I've ever seen.
The most coldest motherfucker in Doctor Who.
Holy shit. They gotta get Meep to go on an episode of Fresh and Fit. What the hell? That motherfucker was all going for it. Oh my god. Well, what are your thoughts on it?
I agree. It definitely felt like very woke, and at times like it was whatever for me. But getting to the actual like reunion of the Doctor and Donna, actually that was pretty sweet because it's been a while since I watched Doctor. If you guys haven't watched our Doctor Revisited, check it out. But yeah, and there was times too. Even that felt a little inconsistent,
like fast paced, right?
Well, no, not just that. The whole meta crisis thing, because in the End of Time episode, she actually remembered who he was, and then he said like in that episode he put like a safeguard on that, so all she had to do was like explode like all this like time energy. So I was like, why the fuck did she do that in this episode? It was so inconsistent. And then the whole like passing down like the time vortex energy, and I thought it was like so, and then they
it's
just
contrived,
like,
right? It's just like,
contrived, and then they just like at the end of it, it was like, what was the stakes even for if they could just like let all that time energy out at any moment? It was like, I don't know, it was kind of weird and too convenient for me. But nonetheless, I thought the reunion was pretty sweet. You know, Catherine Tate and David Tennant were like, you know, they were a good power companions back in the day, so I thought it was cool to see them get back together, and they're pretty funny for the most part. But it was a so episode for me. But let's get more your thoughts on it.
Yeah, well, I'm a newcomer to Doctor Who, and I honestly felt like it was easy to follow for like any newcomer. Like I never watched any episode, and I went straight to watch this. And to be honest with you, yeah, I thought it was like really. There was an energy to it, and it was really fun to watch. But there were a lot of moments that just seemed too fake, or too convenient at times. I was like, okay. I like the twist with the Meep thing. That's what got me going. And I'm sorry, I'm just imagining his face because he did the what's that thing? The Frodo
gremlin face.
Yeah, a little face like. I was like, it's too funny. Like, I mean, that I was shocked, to be honest with you. It was like that. You know what that reveal was? It was basically like that reveal in Spider-Man No Way Home. It's like, that's some neat trick of yours when he pulled out the wig.
That was who Kraven the Hunter was after all this time. Was that motherfucker the Meep.
He should have been a Spider-Man too. He would have got defeated. Kraven's like, finally. You're right. That was so funny. No, but that was a cool twist because the aliens. One thing I thought I was like, they were shooting the car and there was no damage. And I loved how they actually pointed that out. I was like, oh, okay, this is good. And then they kind of flipped it on its head. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then the aliens were actually good guys, you know?
That's one thing Russell T Davies does do a really good job is misdirection in a lot of the older Tennant episodes. A lot of the like innocent characters are actually like the bad guys in a way. And then sometimes like the people that you think are like the bad guys are actually like pretty good. So it was in that very, you know, Russell T Davies style, which I appreciate. It definitely felt like I was watching a Tennant episode. And then we have some new characters. We have that new unit officer lady. And she has like a fucking. I was thinking all this time. She has all these weapons in her wheelchair, but she can't make a motorize. Like, what?
Yeah, right. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. I know. I would have. That was like, yeah. She can't even go up the steps. What the fuck?
But you could like craft or some shit.
Yeah, you could kill people with rockets.
Right. I thought it'd be so cool or so funny, like if they took like a Dalek like hover chair
Oh,
thing,
true.
and then made it
That's
like they
cool.
adapted the technology because like there was an episode where like the Daleks actually like they were like, oh, you can't come up the stairs, but then like they had like hovercraft underneath. So why the fuck didn't they do something like that? That would have been funny or cool or something.
That is true. Yeah.
But
or
it
like
was, like I said, it was an okay episode for me.
Yeah, I mean, again, as the first time, so I mean, I noticed like a lot of just inconsistencies in like the structure. It was really convenient, but I don't know if like that's the traditional type of episode in Doctor Who. I'm not really sure.
What did you think of David Tennant? Since you haven't really watched,
he's great.
Doctor Who.
Oh, he's super energetic because I know David Tennant from more serious roles, especially like Purple Man from Jessica Jones. So I know him when he's like more slow and kind of, he has like this power to his acting. So this was like, he's super energetic all over the place. And it was really refreshing to see because you don't see much of that these days in certain shows. And I was like, oh my God, this is a really lovely and charismatic person. And I don't know, it's just something warm about his aura, like watching this, you know.
He definitely slipped back into the role really well. Never felt like, he wandered from the character. Even like his mannerisms, like the way he walks or like he runs around feels very much like the 10th Doctor. I'm still wondering, I'm sure everybody's wondering why he went back to this regeneration. That's the big mystery of this episode or this 3-part special.
Yeah.
I'm still confused as well. I have some thoughts, but nothing concrete yet. So I want to see how this 3-part special plays up. But yeah, he fit really well. And even Catherine Tate as Donna Noble, she still has that like combative energy to her with the Doctor, which I really, that's why I said like they slip back into the roles so well. And also I haven't watched the newer Who yet with Jodie Whittaker, but I love that sonic screwdriver that he has now.
Yeah,
because apparently he can make like cool like interfaces and like shields and shit. I was like, holy shit, that's a new thing. And I guess we have a new TARDIS console now. I love the design of the TARDIS. This one kind of like blends like some of the older TARDIS designs with like some of the newer. It kind of has like the space of the 11th Doctor's TARDIS, but it has like the very clean look of like the originals, which I really like, and it has a coffee maker now. So I guess that's pretty cool.
And she spilled coffee on a machine, which I actually thought that was kind of sweet because it seems like she definitely wants to go on another adventure, and that's a fun thing. I wonder how that will tie into part 2, if that will somehow. But yeah, that TARDIS thing looked really cool. It kind of reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey or something like that, like that little type of design. But again, as a newcomer to Doctor Who, I mean, pushing aside like all the other bullshit, it was pretty fun. A lot of contrived stuff, but honestly, I the time went by really fast. I was just having fun watching this episode. You kind of just shut off your mind and watch this and get stuck into like the little mystery. And again, there's something whimsical about it too. It's pretty fun. So
yeah, I mean, I guess it was definitely a treat for fans of the Tennant and Russell era. So I really appreciate it. Definitely felt like coming right back into that series, and everything kind of was I agree. The contrived stuff kind of was like in the way a little bit, but it didn't hinder it too much. I did like the fact that that she named the daughter Rose as like a tribute to Rose.
Yeah, I noticed that when he told me.
I was waiting to like why they didn't try to get like Billy Piper in here somehow. Maybe they'll be in the other special or something. But nonetheless, I thought it was okay. And the fact that this is a 3-part special, I mean, that's a treat in itself. More content with David Tennant. And he loves the series. He's so welcoming, coming back into the role. He'll do it forever if he wanted to. So, it's special, and I can't wait to see what part 2 and 3 bring.
Oh, awesome. So now that we said all that, what would you rate part 1?
I would probably give it a meep out of 10. I think.
You slit my throat.
I probably give it a 7 out of 10. How would you rate it?
Oh my God, it's funny how me and you always like give the same ratings because we do have similar tastes, and absolutely I give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh hell the meep.
Oh the meep.
I start sparkling.
No, that makes sense. A flower never dies. Whatever the Witcher. You fucking birds. No, yeah, that makes absolute sense. I think that's a fair criticism like that we gave him for sure. I think 7 out of 10 really, really works. I wonder how like people who stayed since the very beginning and are sticking around with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. I wonder how they like this episode compared to other specials. But for the most part, yeah, I think 7 out of 10 is fair. But Doctor or me, take us away.
Well, guys, thank you for sticking around for this episode. Let us know what you thought of this special and what you think we'll see for parts 2 and 3 coming out the next 2 Saturdays following this episode. So yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts, what you thought. Any of the Doctor Who fans, shoot your comments down below. All hail the meep. But guys, check out our content. We have a lot of playlists. Like I said, we just did a Doctor Who Revisited episode if you want to check that out and let us know your thoughts. And subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed our content. But until then, allons-y, and thanks for having lunch with us.
All hail the meep.